Good night, Shabbos, Young Israel. Mazel tov to the families of our various graduates. Mazel tov to Liz and Dr. Michael Michelle upon the birth of a granddaughter, to Dr. Avi and Ora Michelle. May you all continue to experience Nachas de Kedusha in good health. L'arich Yamim v'Shanim Tovim. It's easy for one to get a little bit depressed, a little bit sad. Look, we celebrate our country's it's anniversary, Independence Day today, Bo Bayam, and look where we stand. Everything is terrible. The truth is, everything is not so terrible. There's been a lot worse. World War II wasn't too good. The Depression beforehand, the Cold War, the Cuban Missile Crisis. But lots of times when it appears that we've been on the brink, and B'chaste Hashem, the world continues, the country continues, and we've thrived. The period this week, beginning with Shavasar B'Tammuz, the Ben HaMitzrayim period, is one that is also not especially uplifting, one that's very unnerving. Ben HaMitzrayim, the 3 weeks were not, of course, only related to the destruction of the respective Batei Mikdash, but historically, every generation, multiple times a generation, calamities occurred during this period. Whether 1944, the liquidation of the Kovna Ghetto, 1941, the 4,000 shot in a single day in Bialystok, the Jewish quarter of Prague was burnt to the ground back in 1559, 1391. There were riots and a massacre in Toledo in Spain, and the list collected dozens and dozens of calamities. And yet, Baruch Shechiyonu v'Kimanu, we're all here, Chayim v'Kayomim, and a Jew is always optimistic. The Lubavitcher Rebbe Zichron Livracha, when he wrote letters, he wrote one letter to his mother-in-law during his engagement period, in which he writes the letter on Erev Tisha B'Av, and the way he describes the date, he doesn't write Erev Tisha B'Av, he writes Erev Yom Leidas HaMoshiach, the day before the birth of the Melech HaMoshiach. A Jew is always positive, is always optimistic. And in fact, when Bilam gives his bracha, the pasuk says Bilam harasha, but his prophecy rings true. Darach kachov miyakov v'kam shevet miyisrael. Explains the Vilna Gaon. Darach kachov miyakov. A star was issued from Yaakov, from Jacob. V'kam shevet miyisrael. And a shevet arose from Israel. So what's a kochav and what's a shevet? Says the Vilna Gaon very creatively. Shevet is normally translated as a staff. A kochav is easy, that's a star. A shevet would translate as a staff. Says the Gaon, that's not true, the Gra says. A shevet is a comet. As per the Gemara in Brachas, the Gemara speaks of a kochav shabit, to make a bracha of shakachu gvrasa malei olam, kuchva de shabit. So is a comet. So to Shevet. Shevet in the pasuk is a comet. Darach kochav miyakov. Hashem provides kochavim, small stars, small modest miracles on an ongoing basis to Yaakov, to those who are descendants of Yaakov Avinu. But there's going to come a time that comes Shevet MiYisrael, when we behave like the Jewish people on a higher level. We will merit a shevet, not just the small ongoing miracles, little stars, but a comet, and it's a bright light, and welcoming in the Mashiach Tzidkenu b'mheirav yameinu la'alter l'tshuva la'alter l'geula. Have a very good Shabbos.